Andrew Revkin. I'll speak a bit about Andrew Revkin. He's an American journalist. He's America's most honored, experienced, and innovative journalist who writes on environmental and human sustainability. He is the founding director of the Initiative on Communication and Sustainability at Columbia Climate School. He has been felicitated with Guggenheim Fellowship, John Chancellor Award, to name a few, and his book, The Burning Season, is regarded as one of his most notable works. This book has also been adapted into a film with the same name, The Burning Season, in which Raul Julia plays the character of Chico Mendez. Revkin's reporting career spans from the North Pole to the White House and from the Vatican to the Amazon rainforest, which we will talk about now. So our story starts in Acre, is that right?
Yeah.
Acre, which is a district in Brazil, and within Acre is Chapuri, from where Chico Mendez was. So at the turn of the century, Acre became like the center for rubber and the world's rubber needs. Thousands of people, including Chico's fathers and forefathers, were lured into jungles to tap latex from rubber trees. And there used to be rumors that rubber hangs in round balls on trees and you just have to jump and pluck it. But this was far from the truth. And tapping latex and rubber is a very time-intensive process. And despite the technology that exists today, the need for natural rubber still remains. So, like for instance, tires on a space shuttle fleet, 100% natural rubber. Chico Mendez's fight was primarily against cattle ranchers who incinerate the rainforest to create pasture and profit from tax breaks and real estate. This region especially saw a lot of forceful demonstrations known as embates against ranchers and oppressors, ranchers who eventually killed Chico Mendez. The title of the book, The Burning Season, is actually a period of a couple of months between the dry and the wet season. The equatorial sun is so hot that it bakes the last moisture out of the grass, and often ranchers, wealthy farmers set the forest on fires, which clears the clogged fields. And this is just before the return of the daily rains. Okay, so we'll go back and forth in time. So rubber production had actually dropped before it peaked in 1917. In 1912, I'm sorry, it was 31,000 tons, and then it dropped to 17,000 tons. And a lot of people also left. The rubber tappers, they also left. But this rose again when Pearl Harbor happened and the World War II was started. So then United States actually convened a committee to extract rubber from Brazil, and people like Chico and his fathers again went and started tapping rubber and latex. So Chico actually followed his father's footsteps and started tapping rubber at the age of 9. And this whole procedure is very labor intensive. It takes 15 hours to just plunder like 6 to 8 pounds of rubber. Brazil, although collected millions of dollars in tax, but none were reinvested in the area, and this is one of the reasons why Chico was protesting. Chico's demise attracted a lot of botanists to research on Acre and rubber tappers. He was obviously not the only voice which was silenced, but he was perhaps the most global. And it was this instinctual respect for the forest that caused such anger to rise in Chico later when he was confronted. One notable thing is that his funeral was attended by Lula da Silva, who was a leader of labor movement and also a presidential candidate. There's a quote which is very famous, which goes on to show how much he loved the forest. He says, "I don't want flowers at my funeral because I know that they would be taken from forest."